Organizational behavior is concerned with the thoughts, feelings, emotions, and behavior of individuals within a work environment. In this video, we will discuss on the key approaches and issues in organizational behavior. In the second module, you will gain an understanding of goals organizational behavior. And in third module, you will gain an understanding of the fundamental roles and skills of managers in the 21st century. Finally, but certainly not least, the fourth module will provide you with a thorough understanding of the manifestation of organizational misbehavior and roles of manager in addressing organizational misbehavior. I'm Faiza and I will be discussing on the key approaches and issues in organizational behavior. As for the human resource approach, this approach understands that an organization's people resources are its driving force. Their progress will add to the organization's success. Human resource management strategies account for changes in managing roles. Secondly is the contingency approach. The concept emphasizes that it's no one-size-fits-all method for managing well in all scenarios. Effective management procedures may vary according to the persons and groups inside the organizations, the nature of the work and technology, the environment in which the organization operates, and the organization structure. Next is productivity approach. The term productivity refers to the numerical value of the output to input ratio. The bigger the value of the ratio, the more efficient and successful management is. These choices affect human, social, and economic well-being. The last but not least is the system approach. According to the system approach, an organization is a powerful management comprises of numerous subsystems that are deeply and intimately interrelated. Any action done to address a problem in the one subsystem will have effect on the other subsystem as well. So now, I'm going to explain further on the issues in organizational behavior. To begin, there is a high turnover rate. This is organizational problem, which is employees leave their employees regularly in a large number. Secondly, there are concerns about the productivity. This metric measures the amount of work completed effectively and on time by personnel. Furthermore, there are issues with process management. Poor process management can occur as a result of managers creating convoluted and complicated processes as a result of company leadership being inflexible and ignoring employee feedback, or as a result of managers lacking in an in-depth understanding of their team's work and the resources required to complete it. Additionally, there is a depth of high quality of role specification. Inadequate role specification can cause disruption in workflows, impact efficiency, and impede communication amongst team members. Apart from this, a lack of coordination inside an organization. Teamwork within a company can suffer when team members have divergent personality traits, when certain employees contribute more projects than others, when supervisors demonstrate partiality towards certain individuals, or when the organization's communication channels are inadequate. Next up is Nur Nadia, who will bring you to the next to explore the second modules on goals of organizational behavior. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurdana binti Damri and I am going to explain more further on our second module, that is goals of organizational behavior. So, organizational behavior is an applied science that deals with individual behavior as well as group behavior in an organization. There are 5 goals of organizational behavior that are to describe, understand, predict, control, and lastly, motivate. So, the first objective is to describe how people behave under various conditions. For example, as a manager, I have information about a particular junior officer that he comes to office in late and leaves the office earlier. The second goal of organizational behavior is to understand why people behave as they do. Managers have to understand the reason behind a particular action. For example, as a manager, I must find out the reason why the junior officer is coming late and going earlier. Predicting future behavior of employee is another goal of organizational behavior. Usually, managers would have the capacity to predict why the employees are committed to the organization or not. For instance, I have to realize why he wants to leave my organization. How can I hold the officer in my organization? What should be done by me in this situation, or what my role is, and etc. The next organizational behavior is to control and develop a friendly atmosphere for the organization. Since managers are responsible for the overall performance of the organization, um, they must develop workers' teamwork, skill, and commitment. Managers should take necessary action for themselves. In the above case, I can increase the financial benefits of the officer if it is not satisfactory for him, or I can help him to solve his problem, or I can negotiate with him to solve any organizational problem. And lastly, to motivate, it is to know how people can be motivated and directed onto their responsibility to enhance the individual and group performance to boost the productivity of the organization. So, organizational behavior is a human tool for human benefit. It is mainly used to analyze the human behavior in all types of organizations such as business, government, school, and services organizations. So, in order to manage the human resources properly, we need to describe, understand, predict, control human behavior, and also to motivate them. So, effectiveness in organizations is usually accomplished through practicing certain values, such as openness in behavior, which indicates direct and openness to influence, um, commitments to others, success, and willingness to acknowledge employees' contribution to problems. Next is to accept diversity by respecting and encouraging differing points of views. Next is displaying recognition for individuals and teams that contribute to the company's success. Following ethical practices by management adhering to the stated standards of ethical behavior. And lastly, empowerment by providing the authority and responsibility to key operative employees. People are the most important resources for any organization. Better people make better organization, and among all the machine, material, and money, man is the most difficult to manage because different different individual have different habits, and also uh, this uh, this arises from the fact that human beings are the most unpredictable nature, and some person may act differently to a same situation or a different situation. Added to this is the complexity of the forces in the organizational environment to which he is exposed to. Therefore, man management becomes an important task in an organization.
21st century leadership is diverse to anything that managers have been faced with previously. Based on observation, 21st century leadership is rooted in the skill to relate, create, and initiate change. Relate. Leaders need to make a shift from production-based management to people-centric management, relating with teams to recovering drive performance. Create. Leaders need to create new ways of working and introduce new processes that redefine standard and generate strategies that work today. Initiate change. Leaders need to be at the lead of change, actively introducing and using new processes and inspiring teams to accept change. Energetic skill for 21st century leaders. First, connected leadership capability. Today's leaders are faced with increasingly running workforces and an accelerating pace of changes. Managers need to foster connection within their teams to drive teamwork and communication, pushing everyone towards common goals. Connected leaders communicate values which can encourage others to go the additional miles. Second, capacity building. Leaders must be alert of the most effective and efficient ways to develop this energetic skill generally across the team, giving the workforce the tools they need to integrally drive their own performance and creating a shift from the more direct production focused management strategy of the past. Third is data analysis. For managers leading of workforce of tomorrow, having the skill to collect, analyze, and use real-time people data to optimize performance looks set to be vital to success. 4. Effective from a distance. Remote working convert the norm during the height of the pandemic, and even with many organizations beginning to revert to greater levels of normality, the trend for remote working is viewing little sign of returning to where it was before, meaning leaders must be effective and able to make an influence from a distance. Lastly is self-development. Perhaps one of the most difficult skills that leaders need to excel at in the 21st century is the capability to shift their concentration from their team to themselves. A leader's skill is frequently reflected in the performance of their team, so it's normal to want to focus on the workforce. However, self-development skills are becoming increasingly vital for managers whose team assume them to lead by example. Today's leaders must prioritize their own progress and put themselves first before developing their teams.
Organizational misbehavior manifestation. According to Bean, people are hired for their skill and fired for their behavior. There are 5 types of organizational misbehavior. First one, intrapersonal. For example, workplace problem drinker, drug abuse, workaholic behavior. Second, interpersonal, incivility, sexual harassment, and last one, bullying. Third, production, breaking of rules, absenteeism. Number 4, property, vandalism, thief, espionage and hacking. And last one is political, misuse of power and favoritism. Impact of misbehavior in organization. Heavy fine has been slammed on organization, but is this enough to control behavior? The cause of organization misbehavior for an organization may include financial costs. For example, compensation and damage to reputation and productivity loss. For the social impact will include mental and physical injuries, depression, and job dissatisfaction. This may lead to disengagement and employee turnover. Understand why organization may attempt to control or prevent misbehavior. Because of heavy social and financial impact associated, manager need to be aware of negative impact to organization and stakeholder. The role of manager. Manager have role to play in managing misbehavior at workplace. But the question is This what approach should the manager apply in dealing with misbehavior? Should a manager focus on preventing or responsive approach? Way manager could handle or manage misbehavior include screening potential employer, informative training on acceptable and unacceptable behavior, creating code and conduct, leading by example.
As for me, the main challenge while preparing the group project was the team's capacity to organize, to communicate, and to work together to accomplish a project. The primary source of difficulty was external to the team. For instance, more distractions that divert focus away from the team's goal as no face-to-face meeting and meeting are difficult to arrange due to different available schedules.
So for the challenges experience, as for me, I believe that our challenges experience is time constraint, because considering the fact that we all have to work during the day, I would say that time constraint is part of our challenges during completing the assignment, because we are only able to discuss on our assignment after working hours, and there are times that we are unable to discuss as a whole team. And not just that, some of our group members are actually affected by the recent flood, and due to that we had to postpone our online meeting. However, with full cooperation from each and every one of us in the group, we still managed to complete our assignment on time.
One of the challenges of virtual group work for our group is insufficient tools. Types of virtual tools used for teamwork such as email, Google Drive, document sharing like Dropbox, cloud computing, and meeting tools like Google Hangout and GoToMeeting. There are many assignments that focus on teamwork. However, the era of pandemics has posed new challenges in this field. Our group faces the most significant challenges in virtual teamwork, and it is very complicated to identify which virtual tools are most effective to use and known to perform complete tasks. Insufficient knowledge of IT tools by team members and technological difficulties, for example, software, computers, and internet access, gave us a little challenge to complete the assignment. In other words, the growing needs in this pandemic era seems important to support to obtain teamwork skill. Some students have further knowledge about the use of learning tools when using virtual tools by creating assignments for the class. Therefore, students should learn more about how to use virtual tools on a larger scale, especially that some tools are well known but not used. Organizations may offer training to allow students to develop skill using specific virtual tools.
Challenges that found when doing group tasks is get more distraction among teammates. Distraction take attention away from what someone needs to do when performing a task. Distraction can be external distraction such as noise, music, playing game, or something related, or internal distraction such as fatigue, rumination, or stress that come out from our mind. Distraction may be caused by a number of factors, including the loss of interest in the primary activity, inability to pay attention due to various reasons. Top distraction for work team include social media, texting, television, and family, which can pull one's attention away from the task at hand and diminish productivity. Time management also include to the distraction because not manage good time for contribute in the tasks that are given.